someone who has a long torso and short legs proportionately, I have spent a long time trying to figure out how I can visually make my legs look longer. And today I'm going to break down 15 of those tips which you can apply if you also have those same proportions, or alternatively this will also work for you if you are petite and you just want to add that visual element of height. The first tip is high-waisted everything. Think about it this way, your legs start where your torso ends, so the higher we raise our torso, the longer our legs will appear. I've filmed some clips of me wearing both high-rise trousers and low-rise, and you can really see the difference in the low-rise style. Ignore the fact that they're a little bit too long here, but they really stunt my leg length and make me look a lot shorter than I am, so high-rise for the win. My second tip is to go monochrome or opt for a tonal look. If you think about how you construct your outfit in terms of lines, what we want to do is create one really nice long vertical line because that illustrates and implies length. By having a monochromatic look, you're really drawing the eye downwards further because there is no interruption to that vertical line, and the proportions here matter far less than if you have two different colors paired together. Next tip is to wear dresses and jumpsuits. The reason being that is a lot harder to pinpoint where the torso ends and the leg begins, so you can really disguise it, especially if you are quite clever about the silhouettes that you choose. Anything that sort of flows from the waist and also has something that you can fasten it high up on the waist too. Now today's video does include a paid partnership with Goelia. I've worked with them for over a year now, and you know how much I love them for those quite classic, timeless basics. Some of my favorite pieces in my wardrobe are from them. My striped knitted jacket, my black trouser skirt being two that I have particularly worn on repeat. And I have got a few new in pieces from Goelia that you will be seeing throughout this video, and I have them on screen now, but details are everything. Honestly, I feel like this is something that Goelia does so well, from the adornment of the buttons, the actual tactile textures of their fabrics, and also the kind of shine and the quality of their silk and cashmere pieces. If you live in Sydney like I do, then of course you can go and check out their Pitt Street Mall store if you want to try things on in person and feel the fabrics for yourself, but I do have a discount code for online that will get you an extra 10% off any promotions that they are running. It is Jamie10. I'll have that on screen and down in the description box, along with all the Goelia pieces that I feature linked below too. Now you can see here I am wearing this Goelia dress, and the beauty of this is that it does cinch in at the waist. You can see that it visually appears like my legs start from where it cinches in, and I'm actually utilizing another styling tool which I'm going to share with you very soon, where I have this blouson effect on top, which is another great way to signal that visual illusion of length, creating that really nice long vertical line. Which brings me on to my next tip, which is to wear a top that has a bit more volume on top. What this is going to do is create this bulk and width at the top, making your torso appear shorter visually, which is what we want, especially if we have shorter legs. And then you can pair that with a high-waisted pair of trousers or skirts to really have that nice lengthening effect, and it will also make your lower half appear slimmer as well. You can see this illustrated here with this ultra voluminous blouse from Goelia, which is 100% silk, has a really beautiful texture and shine to it as well. Tip 5 is to opt for vertical prints, anything that is going to again draw the eye downwards. What you're going to notice with a lot of these tips is that many of the themes are very similar, and they're all kind of centered around creating these long lines and extending the length of your leg in very clever ways. So a really obvious print to wear would be a vertical stripe. Maybe you have a pinstripe suit, that is going to be a good option for you. I would avoid wearing horizontal stripes on your lower half, because what happens with a vertical stripe is it draws your eye up and down, creating this illusion of length but also leanness. When you have a horizontal stripe, it implies width and it draws the eye across from left to right. So if you do want to wear a horizontal stripe, I would recommend wearing that on your upper half, because then it's going to work in the same way as my previous tip, where you are creating that sense of width on your upper half, and then it will have the slimming, lengthening effect on your lower half. Tip 6 is to tuck it in, and this leans into that concept of where we define our waist, because that is where our legs will start. So if we tuck something in, it is going to make our legs look visually longer than if we leave it worn loose. If you don't like a full tuck, a French tuck will have the same impact. Tip 7 is to wear skin tone shoes. What I mean by this is shoes that match the color of your natural complexion. What this is going to do is look like an extension of your leg, and this works best when you're wearing shorts, dresses or skirts. If you're wearing trousers, what it can do is break up that vertical line by having a different color, unless you are wearing a pair of pants that are sort of in line with your skin tone. Tip number 8 is to avoid cropped pants, especially where your outfit is broken up even further together with a different colored shoe. It's really funny because in the past I always thought that crop trousers were lengthening, and I thought, you know, it kind of looks like your legs are a little bit too long for the pants, but actually it creates this break in your outfit that kind of cuts off your legs a little bit and makes them appear stunted. If you do love a crop trouser though, there are 2 tips to make them work better for you. One is to opt for a crop trouser that is in a high-waisted style. Don't go for anything too skinny, as this can actually have a shortening effect. And then finally, make sure your shoes match the color of your complexion to make the leg appear longer. Tip number 9 is to match your shoes and your bottoms. Again, what we're thinking about here is really extending that vertical line downwards. And when you match your shoes and your trousers or your skirts, then you are creating this one seamless line. They blend into one. The same rule can be applied if you're wearing black tights. Make sure that you're wearing a black shoe as well. And it has this beautiful visual illusion. It's one of the tricks that I employ quite often when I'm putting together an outfit. Tip number 10 is to wear a crop jacket. This brings up the waistline for visually longer looking legs. Bonus points goes to this Goelia jacket, which also has this herringbone pattern. It has an arrow, so it kind of creates this pathway that naturally causes your eye to look up and down. Tip number 11 is to avoid midi skirts. Again, we're thinking about those visual breaks that we're creating in our outfits, and what this does is it cuts off your leg, and depending on the length of your midi skirt can be at quite an unflattering point, which does end up just making your legs look so much shorter. There is a way to make this work, of course. Opt for a skin tone shoe and also go with styles that sit higher on the waist. You're going to find that this is a rule of thumb if you really want to make your legs look longer. Alternatively, I would recommend opting for a maxi length skirt instead, because that is going to give you that illusion of length. Number 12 is to wear shoes that have a slimmer profile to them. And what I mean by this is to really avoid chunky shoes in many circumstances, because what these do is they add a lot of weight to your feet and they can kind of squash the length of your legs. And I'll show you some on-screen examples of this in action. But essentially, if you look at the outfit with a chunky sandal combined with the outfit that has a slimline shoe, you'll notice that the one where I'm wearing the slimmer shoe, my legs just appear a lot longer and that line feels a lot less disrupted. Now, if you do want to wear a chunky shoe, my favorite way to wear them, especially someone who does have shorter legs, is with a full length trouser, because this does cover a lot of the shoe and it really does help to ground the weight of a trouser that is fuller through the leg. Tip number 13 is to opt for a full length pant. These immediately add visual height because that line is undisrupted all the way down to the floor. Bonus points if it has a high waist, and if they are a little longer and you add a heel, you're not only literally adding height because you're wearing a heel, but you're adding that visual element as well, because it just looks like your legs go on forever. These ones from Goelia are great because they have that perfect combination of the super high waist and then that super long length through the leg. I find that styles that have a relaxed fit through the leg tend to be the most lengthening, whereas something that is a skinnier fit or alternatively has a lot of fabric, those both tend to be visually much less lengthening and can actually have a little bit of a shortening effect. Number 14 is the pointed toe shoe. What I like about this is it does really draw the eye down further and it kind of makes your legs look like they go on forever, especially if you're opting for a style that is in a similar color to your skin tone. It works especially well if you are wearing a full length pant and you can't see the vamp of the shoe. So if you're wearing a boot with a pointed toe, then that is going to be super elongating. And the final tip so that you can make your legs look longer is to avoid any shoes that have an ankle strap. So if we're thinking again about those visual breaks in your outfit, what an ankle strap is going to do is really cut you off at the ankle, and it's going to make your legs look so much shorter than they actually are. If you are dead set on wearing an ankle strap shoe, you either want to wear them with a pair of pants that are covering the ankle strap, or alternatively with a mini skirt, because then that's going to reveal a lot more of your leg and make your legs look much longer than they are. I would recommend opting for styles that are similar in nature but don't necessarily need to have that strap around the ankle. You can kind of see a before and after here on screen of 2 different styles that are very similar, but one has an ankle strap and one doesn't. Let me know which one you think makes my legs look much longer. So there you have it, 15 tips to make your legs look much longer than they actually are, especially if you have a long torso and short legs. But as I mentioned, these will work for anyone who really wants to just look like they have legs that go on for days. I hope that you found this really helpful, and of course a huge thank you to Goelia for partnering with me. Don't forget that I do have that discount code Jamie10, which will stack on top of any promotion that they have running to give you an extra 10% off. I'll have all those details down in the description box along with everything that I wore in this video. Thank you so much for watching, for spending some of your day with me. I'm always so grateful, and if you aren't subscribed, would love to see more videos like this, then I would love to have you back, and I will see you next week with a brand new one. See you soon. Bye.